Good day. Thank you for joining me for another Minecraft gameplay video. I have, if I can find my game window, I have the game loaded up. I haven't been playing this game very much in the last week or 10 days, hardly at all actually. Dwarf Fortress has been taking my mental attention and my gameplay time. I've even let my beloved classic gaming lapse a bit here in the last week to 10 days. Fortunately, I have not run out of queued games to play, queued videos that I've already recorded. That's what I get for trying to talk when I'm not thinking about what I'm saying. But if I don't want to have the if I don't want to have the I'm not trying to make fun of anybody with a speech impediment, just trying to make fun of myself a little bit. Anyway, if I don't want to have the well run dry, I'll have to record some more here pretty soon. I'm also going to be taking a bit of time off over Christmas, so I may drop down to, depending on how many I get recorded, maybe I'll drop down to one pre-recorded a day, or maybe none some days. I know that would horrify my legions of fans, but you got to do what you got to do. Got to spend some time with family and friends here over the holidays. I set off apparently just as the sun was setting. Oh well, I got a bit of a boat trip to make. What I'm planning to do here is basically fill in this map. I don't know if I'll get all the way through. That's what I've been doing in my Dwarf Fortress playtime. I'm kind of between major objectives at the moment, building out some things around my base and just sort of puttering, I guess. Nothing too exciting. Librarian farming, or not quite the right term. Spellbook farming using librarians. And that kind of thing. I do have some objectives, which I have not really tackled. I need to, not need obviously, I wish to mine a whole bunch of ancient debris in the nether so that I can build myself a set of netherite, if that's the right term. Was that a jumping fish? Huh, I'm gonna have to go back and look at that. A set of netherite armor and weapons. Probably armor first. I've got the diamond weapons are pretty good, I must say. Well, actually, the diamond armor is pretty good too. But anyway, that's a goal I have. I'd like to find what are they called in the nether? Ruins? That doesn't sound right somehow. Ancient ruins? That might be right. I'm not positive actually. How are we doing here? This is the land that I wish to start exploring. So we'll come to this area, or mapping, not, well, I am exploring it, obviously. My goal is to map it, of course. Let's just bring our boat with us and lay down a bed there. Sleep the night away and walk around the forest or whatever in the daytime. Okay, so respawn point set. Well, am I ever going to be disappointed if I have to respawn? All right, so I've got a fair bit of map to fill in, which is not the most exciting thing in the world. I thought it might be of interest to show how I go about it to my small but faithful. Oops, we got a creeper there. You don't need to make any holes in anything. How about if we just die? There we go. You too. You too. A spider too. We'll leave the spider alone. Oh, another creeper. Goodness. Ooh. Why did he die so easily? That's interesting. Anyway, where am I here? Just about to start filling in the map. What was I talking about? Oh, the mapping process. Like, it's not super exciting. You do tend to discover things as you fill in the maps, which is, whoop, what the what? Okay, die already. Jeez, you little turkey. God, those little zombies are the most annoying ever. Okay, you do tend to find interesting things when you fill in the maps. So that's the other motivation for doing it, other than being OCD about having maps, which also kind of applies to me a little bit anyway. Oh, I am not in a comfortable sitting position for some reason. I'm not sure why that is. I'm going to sit up and forward a bit. Hopefully that'll help. I have a new chair and I haven't even unboxed it. I ordered it on oh gosh, Cyber Monday. Whatever, the price seemed to actually be pretty good. And it took a little while to get it, but I have not yet unboxed it and set it up. I need to do that here. Then maybe I'll be a little more comfy. So basically, just filling in the maps involves wandering all over the place. You can run if you want, especially I'll do that in a desert or a savanna biome. I'll tend to run a bit and cover more ground that way. You can also ride a horse. In order to do that over here, I'd have to tame a horse. And I'm pretty sure there's going to be a lot of water to deal with. So horses aren't the greatest with water in my limited experience with horses. I don't really go about trying to collect anything too much other than if I come across things that contain treasure chests. So what haven't I done? I talked about the netherite, ancient scraps. I think they're ancient. Is that what it's called? Ancient debris. I forget what it's called. Anyway, the raw material you make netherite ore out of. That and gold, you combine them. Ancient debris, I think, is what it's called. I don't know. I have some back in my base. That is a tedious process, though, so I am not going to put all of that on video. I wish to explore one of the 57 dozen ocean monuments on my maps. As I've mentioned before, they could certainly cut down the generation frequency of those things. I mean, you find I probably do have a dozen or more in the areas that I've explored so far. I haven't bothered to even mark any of them on the maps because there's just so many. Let's see here. Okay, I think just straight north of me now. I want to go back and mess around with the ancient cities and the warden, which completely killed me, or, well, defeated me without even trying, which I think is typical of the warden. I don't know how you defeat the warden, or if you defeat the warden. I think I gather it's a nearly impossible task, although I haven't gone looking to see how it might be done or watching any videos on the subject. I tend not to look at things on wikis or whatever fan databases unless I just really can't figure something out. Not that I haven't looked over the years, I have quite a bit actually, but my leaning these days is to try and figure things out on my own. All right, we're in a bit of a birch forest here, obviously. Get some real tall birch trees, which is cool. You can't grow those yourself, but they'll generate naturally, I guess. What's the word there? Why is my wrist buzzing? Oh, right. Time for me to pause the video. I have to check on something. Alrighty, I'm back. Did you miss me? I've been gone for roughly 5 minutes, maybe a little more. Not much though. I've had to do something work related. There's my work phone. And I guess I'm not entirely done with it, but my portion of it is done. I'm just asking someone else to check on something for me. So I will be mildly distracted. Um, okay, looks like we're in good shape. Now then, where did my Minecraft window go? There we go. Alrighty, I don't know what the heck I was talking about. Goals. Goals within the game, objectives, projects. What did I mention? Map filling, that's what I'm doing now. I talked about the warden. Oh yes, so I wanna not so much defeat the warden as explore an ancient city. And someone told me, oh, I know who it was, Del Boy 3K1. If you don't watch Del's videos, you should check him out. His channel is called Del Boy 3K1 something something. He's in my favorites list, and all his content pops up in my feed, so I tend to see his videos. I highly recommend that you watch him. He's an entertaining YouTuber. He also has a weekly blog about what's going on with him and the things he collects and what he's been doing and his work-life situation and his mom. Well, it's not really about his mom. She'll pop in occasionally in the background. So we'll just all call her Mrs. Dell, which obviously is not true, but then again, his name isn't actually Dell, so kind of works, I guess. And he's a movie lover, aficionado, collector. He's a video game player. He's loves music, movie soundtracks in particular, but music in general. Interesting guy, and interesting to watch and listen to, for me anyway. And if you like that sort of slice of life kind of stuff, it's good. He's good. I quite enjoy watching his videos. I got the dolphin, the magical blessing of the dolphin, just as I was crossing that little tiny bay. All right. So Dell had told me that the wool is perhaps the key to moving around the warden without getting slaughtered, which I don't know if I would have ever figured that out on my own or not. Probably not. Maybe if I really started thinking about it. Because the warden is very obviously triggered by sound. And, you know, what could conceivably muffle sound? Wool. In this game, anyway. I could go dive down there. I do have a reasonable level of respiration, not super high, respiration 2. I think I won't bother with that. I'm gonna just carry on doing some map filling. I've got so much of this map to fill still. Anyway, so there's the warden and the ancient city exploration. There is netherite. I talked about that. I talked about ocean monuments. I'll tackle one of those one of these days. I'll have to probably build up a better respiration enchantment than what I've got here. Sorry, trying to figure out how to do this without plummeting, although I've got feather falling, so I won't actually take too much damage. And all my armor has mending on it, so it's not a big deal if I do take some falls, even pretty significant ones actually. Maybe I should do one of those for fun, see how much I can take. Although I should probably do that closer to my home base so that if I have to if I have to scrape up my remains and restart, at least I don't have to travel half the full map away. Ocean monuments. I haven't really systematically gone about trying to find any ocean temples to loot. They're around. I haven't really noted any of their locations very formally. It's coming night again. Maybe I'll just sleep before I go for a swim. Ocean temples is another thing. Elytra, that is a big one. I've never gotten Elytra naturally in game. The only way I've ever gotten it is with cheats enabled, which I do not have enabled in this game. And it's very cool, but I think it's also a pretty limited resource in the sense that it's very hard to find. And when it wears out, I don't know that you can repair it without finding another set of Elytra, which kind of, I'm not 100% sure that's true, but that's kind of my impression. And if that's the case, then it is not it's not a renewable resource in any sense. And so you'd want to use it pretty sparingly. How are we doing here? Oh, I'm gonna go fill in. Don't want to leave any big gaps. That's what this OCD is all about. Go north a bit here. You can see some savanna off in the distance there, which I've already been to. Okay, there we go. That's that block. So now if I just go straight east, or should I go back? I'll have to come back anyway, more or less. So I'll do that when I come around again. Alrighty, I guess I'm having bad luck swimming and breathing at the same time here. There we go. Anything else that comes to mind for my main dwarf fortress goals here? At some point it becomes a game about just kind of exploring, seeing what interesting things you can come up with, coming up with interesting ideas for building stuff, weird mega projects. I've seen YouTubers where they're like, I'm going to empty that ocean. And then they do. That kind of thing is a long-term project. Of course, when you're a Minecraft YouTuber with 7 million followers that, you know, 1 million people will watch just about anything you do, that's pretty neat, actually. It's not really my aspiration. I mean, if I happen to if 1 million people happen to get interested in watching me, I wouldn't turn it down. But that's rather unlikely, as I've talked about before. I'm just doing this primarily for my own entertainment, and since I play this game anyways. I mean, maybe someone who's new to the game might, if they followed my series in this world from the beginning, they might get a sense of how to play the game, or one approach to playing the game anyway. Specifically my approach to playing the game. Obviously, I guess that goes without saying, doesn't it? Anyway, I'm certainly not above saying obvious things. Oh, maybe I'll just sort of go back and forth up at the north end here, and I was thinking that okay, what's going on work-wise here? Is everything good to go? Oh, looks like we're good. Just have to send a quick message. What could be more fun than me texting while I record a video? Or to be more accurate, Teams messaging. Alrighty, that should take care of that. One of my staff went and solved something that needed to be solved, and okay, anyway, that needed to be solved, and I think it's taken care of now. That's what I was just confirming. Alrighty. Do I have any other? Oh, so oh no, I talked about in the Nether. There are these structures that are quite interesting that generate. They have to do with, I think the idea is ancient piglin society, or maybe just ancient ruins that the piglins have kind of inhabited. something like that. I'm not sure what the story, if there's a story justification for it, but part of the beauty of a game like this is you can kind of imagine your own stories. It's one of the things that's neat about Dwarf Fortress, actually, is that people tend to, especially in the classic mode where you didn't have graphics, people tend to jungle. Actually, I'd already noticed that on this map. When you didn't have graphics other than the ASCII character sets in Dwarf Fortress, there was a lot more imagination involved than the current new GUI release, which is seems to be taking the nerd world by storm here, which is great. I've sent those fellows, Tarn and Zach Adams, that are the makers of that game. I've occasionally over the years donated $20 to them because prior to this Steam release of Dwarf Fortress, it was purely a donation based model, and it was also the only way they had of making income, to my knowledge. And the first 10 years or more was a pretty hard go of it. In the last few years, they've actually been doing okay. I wouldn't say wealthy by any stretch, but I think they've been able to make a living that is satisfactory. Although they are in the US, and as we all know, public health care is not so much a thing in the US because, I don't know, they're crazy, I guess. That's a whole thing that I don't need to get into. Please don't argue with me about that. I don't really want to get into political things while I'm playing Minecraft or any other games. I was talking about going back and forth over the top, and here I am not doing that. Yeah, you know what? I'm just going to continue to the south here. So anyway, Dwarf Fortress wildly successful in the first week or whatever it's been. Yeah, almost. I think today's exactly a week. So hopefully that continues for them. I mean, they've made this their life's work. They've stated that that's the case, and I think it would be really nice for them and their families that it is reasonably successful. It's a great game. I recommend that you take a look at it. Watch some videos. You can watch some of my videos on the topic. It is a super complicated game, and I think there's a pretty high learning curve and barrier to entry. I'm not trying to turn you off of it, but it is a complicated game. Less so, I think, with the graphical release, and there's even I understand. I didn't actually watch it myself, although maybe I should still. There's a tutorial even, which is great. Probably just to get you the basics. It's a very deep simulation of a dwarven society. Anyway, watch some videos. If you think you might like it, give it a buy. It's highly recommended by me anyway. Watching my videos, you might be able to get a sense. I don't know that I haven't really set out to explain, like from a tutorial point of view, anything. I've just been playing the game and talking as I go. But I did start one fort early on, which failed within a few years. Basically, it was taken out by giant wrens, which massacred my dwarves, which was a bit of a surprise. I hadn't set up any kind of rangers or hunters or anything, or I didn't have any or something. I'm trying to remember. Anyway, the fortress then, there was one hardy dwarfess that was doing her best, and she was making a go of it actually. I was kind of waiting to attract some more migrants. And then the giant wrens came back, and that was the end of that. So now I've been running another fortress for, I don't know, 4 or 5 in-game years now. And that's not very long term, but it's long enough to have gotten kind of a basic fort up and running. However, weirdly enough, giant wrens are a factor in my latest game. But so far they've only killed one dwarf. I do have some dwarves that are capable of hunting and stuff like that. So, although I haven't put a military together yet in game, which is my next thing, I guess. especially if the wrens are going to cause so much trouble. Okay, talking about Dwarf Fortress while playing Minecraft. You're not going to see that too many places. This can be my, maybe be my tagline for this video. Talking about Dwarf Fortress while playing Minecraft. Doesn't get any better than that, baby. Do I have any other in-game goals here? Oh, I don't know. There's some new things coming in the not too distant future to Minecraft. There was just recently a point release, 19.1.19.3, I believe it is. And just primarily bug fixes. There's also a new enable experimental features, which gives you a bit of a preview of some of the things that are coming in 1.20, which will be the next sort of major release. I have not done that yet. I may not, whoop, going the wrong way here. I may not even do that. Might just wait until 2.0 comes out and then see what's new. Other game aspirations, do I have any? I don't know that I do. There'd be some. I talked about finding things. I guess just finding some of the uncommon structures in game. There's the jungle temples, which are not super complex, and they're fairly small. So it'd be nice to find one, but I don't know that you get anything unique from those. Maybe you do. If you do, I don't remember. I think, found a couple in my Dwarf Fortress playtime. What are those? Is that azalea bushes, maybe? Maybe. It's on my path anyway. Maybe I'll get close enough to see what those are. Oh yeah. Oh no, that's stone. That's mossy stone. Never mind. Okay, I don't think I'm going to try to scale this cliff just now. Let's go around at least a little bit. Yeah, we're into the, what do they call this? Giant taiga biome, old growth pine taiga. Anyway, that's where you get these giant spruce trees, which are quite handy to cultivate for yourself, because that's probably the easiest mass form of wood that you can get going in this game. It's not typically too hard to find some spruce trees, and once you do, you can get 4 spruce saplings and you can grow your own giant spruce trees, which give you lots and lots of wood, which, especially in the early stages of the game, is helpful for building and charcoal and whatever else. So what have we here? A chasm that's filled with water. All right. I guess we just... Oh, there's an axolotl. I haven't seen one of those in ages. Hey, little buddy, what are you doing? They became not so much an overworld thing and just, or a surface thing and only a cave thing. And since that happened, I don't know that I've even... I might have earlier in this series when I was exploring caves. I don't remember. Hey, little buddy. Or is that a different one? He seems maybe a different color, I think. Anywho, let me get up to the surface before I run out of air. I don't think axolotls are good for anything in the game, although I could be wrong about that. Just sort of a cute thing that runs around the world a bit. Like foxes, actually, been in a spruce forest like this, we might actually see some foxes as well. Because this is where they tend to hang out, is in these taiga biomes. I think also spruce forest biomes, but I'm not positive about that one. parrots, parrots is another thing like that. I was running around not that long ago filling in another map section that I have, and saw, oh, I don't know, 3 or 4 different parrots while I was exploring some jungle areas. Just about time to turn to the north here. So there's also the, besides the desert temples, is that a, oh no, it is, okay. Besides the desert, oh, did I say desert temples yet? I don't think I did. I was talking about the jungle temples. There are desert temples, and oddly enough, in this world, I've got quite a bit of desert, although not in this giant map. I don't think there's any to speak of, just some beaches. I hadn't come across any desert temples, which struck me as odd. I don't know if they dropped the generation frequency on those things, because you used to run into them pretty often if you were running around the desert biomes. But I explored like all of the desert that was available to me, and right at the end of my desert explorations, I finally found one. Now I haven't gone in to loot it yet. I thought I would save that for a video session, an episode of Minecraft Play by Robert's Retro Gaming. Don't you know? I guess I'm gonna have to scale this a little bit after all. Or is this a different one? This is a different one, I think. I don't really want to be digging this out, but it's probably the path of least resistance. So there's desert temples, jungle temples, and then there's the forest houses, which are pretty cool. What did I just hear? Oh, just a zombie. Which are pretty cool. I think I've only ever found one of those playing Minecraft. They generate, I think, in the dark oak forest biomes. I think, I'm pretty sure, and yeah, they're neat. They've got some tough critters and bad guys in them. Well, I guess bad guy is a little subjective, but things that will attack you anyway. And some interesting things to explore and see and do. So that's pretty neat. I'd love to find one of those. And what else? Am I missing any major in-game things that I haven't found yet? Not so much. Might go looking for a second stronghold, although it's probably not that important at this point, just for something to do, I guess. Just trying to think how I can maybe tackle this without zigzagging too much. Yeah, all right. What else is going on? Coming Christmas as I record this. Actually, I think this one's going to have to be published within a couple of days to keep my normal schedule. I might stretch that out a bit. I think I talked about that a little bit at the beginning of the video, how got some holiday time coming up here. Typically, I've been having a Dwarf Fortress video Dwarf Fortress, oh my gosh. Although it's also true of Dwarf Fortress. Typically, I've been having a Minecraft video come out every 2 days. Just jump that gap there. And I've been doing that for quite a while, actually. At one point, I had like a 2-month queued up episodes of Minecraft, but I'm out of that now. I think my last one was published yesterday, which means that if I keep to my same schedule, the one I'm recording right now will come out tomorrow. I'll probably still do that, but as I said, I'm quite likely to reduce the frequency of things here a little bit. It's a lot of content to maintain and make. Not so much maintain, it's maintaining the pace and making the content, I guess is what I'm trying to say. Let's see here. If I go up, 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 meaning north, to fill in that blank section there, then I can loop back around and come back and then do a big loop through that big void in the middle there. So we'll do that. Probably I won't sit here and blather on while I do all of that. We're already past 35 minutes here in the episode. That's probably more than enough watching me explore maps, although depending on what you like to watch, you might find it soothing. You can put me on my mellifluous voice. I don't know if I have a mellifluous voice. I don't really think so, but who knows. I have had occasional compliments on my voice in my life. Not enough to really go to my head though, which is kind of a shame. It'd be nice to have one more thing to be conceited about. Or maybe one thing in my case. It'd be nice to have one thing to be conceited about. Okay. Well, it's nighttime again. Alrighty. Plant down the bed. Scratch my neck a little bit. Maybe I'll just rub it. How about that? Scratch my beard a little bit. Pick up my bed. Come here, you. Figure out which direction I want to be pointing. That way. Those are the highlights of my things that I'm hoping to do. Oh, this is quite the thing, isn't it? Wow. I don't have any night vision potions right now. I think I will stop diving down. Although my respiration level well, it's decent anyway. It's not that good. All right, well, that was mildly interesting. Let's carry on with the mapping though. Yeah, I don't know if I have any other major goals in the game here. I'll have to come up with some additional projects. I've done some big projects in other. Before I was a world-renowned Minecraft YouTuber with a small number of subscribers, I did play Minecraft just a ton. So I've done over the years anyway. I've done lots of projects to keep myself interested. I do like the game. I find it kind of just playing it in general is almost meditative if you have sort of some kind of project that you're working on, even or whatever it is, however silly it might be. And then I tend to play as I watch / listen to videos and podcasts and stuff, YouTube videos and podcasts and things like that. So, why am I? My headset cord is getting caught, forcing me to pull my head down a little bit. That's kind of uncomfortable. Someone commented that I should recently that I should spend some money and get a good microphone. I'm not saying they're wrong, but I was also under the impression that the sound from this not that expensive USB headset was okay. So if you happen to be watching 39 minutes into this video and you hear me ask this question, do me the honor of answering in your opinion. Would I benefit, do you think, would I benefit from a better microphone? I was originally recording these all with the built-in microphone in my webcam, which is what I'm using, not the microphone, but the webcam to do the video of myself and my super interesting facial expressions while I play the game. Probably a lot of this. What? What's happening? Oh, that's weird. Doing my villager impression. It's not a very good villager impression, I'm afraid. Anyway, what was I saying? Oh, yes. Let me know if you think a higher quality microphone would be something for me to invest in. Although I don't know that it would be an investment in the sense that I'm not really ever expecting to make anything more, maybe conceivably, than pennies, I suppose. But at this point in my YouTube career, it's not even really on the radar that I might become, what do they call it, monetized, that my channel might be monetized. I'm a long way from that today. The current criteria for Google is 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours. Now, I've had a weird sort of bump in subscriber numbers because of a silly little video I made apologizing about kind of a minor screw up in playing Dwarf Fortress, or making videos about Dwarf Fortress, that has just gone crazy. The YouTube algorithm, for whatever reason, has recommended it to a ton of people. And as a result, I've had a bit of an influx of subscribers. An influx for me, anyway. I think I was sitting at about 100 and, I'm going to say 30-ish at the time that I put that video out, well, a week ago, actually, a week ago today. And then, or a week ago tomorrow, possibly. And then I'm at 240 now, I think. So that's a gigantic increase for me, and like not something that I was planning for or could have ever predicted. It was the silliest. It is this. I don't know. Silly is quite the right word, but weird. It's the weirdest thing. I would never have expected that to happen. Anyway, so what was I talking about? Monetization. So yeah, I mean, with that kind of a bump in subscriber numbers, I could see, maybe in a year or two, how I might have enough subscribers if I keep going, that is, to be monetizable, if that's the right word. But you also need 4,000 watch hours, and I am nowhere near, like really, really nowhere near 4,000 watch hours. So who knows how long that would take. Anyway, I mean, I suspect you get paid probably fractions of a fraction of a cent for every successful ad showing that YouTube manages on one of your videos once you're monetized. I don't imagine they'll go back in time. Why would they? And give you any money for ads they've run on your pre-monetization videos. I'm sure they won't do that. Anyway, I'm also sure that those numbers are going to be relatively tiny. So I don't expect, even if I do ever become monetized, which is very much in a question mark, that I will ever see more than a few bucks from YouTube. So not enough, I wouldn't think, to fund the purchase of equipment like microphones, or certainly not anything else computer related. Monitors, monitors. Monitors is right. Video, I don't know what I was going to say with video. I guess maybe cameras. Maybe that's what was kind of in my head. Anyway, a better quality camera. If I was a real professional like YouTuber, better quality camera would be nice. Better quality HDMI recording setup might also be nice, and a higher powered computer. Tell you what, rendering these giant videos down to a size that is not massive takes quite a bit of time. Someone was actually talking on a Discord server that I frequent about video settings in OBS, which is what I use, because it's free and it's pretty good in my experience anyway, especially for us noob type YouTubers. What was I talking about? Oh, buying things. Video cameras, maybe. Oh, recording settings. He was talking about, we were talking about myself and another person or a couple of people were talking about how these massive file sizes that get generated by OBS, and in my case I have the compression turned off fairly, sorry, the level of compression being done by OBS is fairly low because with my computer it won't keep up. It won't be able to keep up with the recording process. In a smooth fashion if I have it turned up. I'm just going to maybe, just because I can, block off this lava flow. Oh, it looks like it's, no, it looks like it kind of maxed itself out. Okay, well, I'll just leave what I laid down. Kind of a waste of time. Oh well, that's fine. We'll leave it alone. How am I doing here? Anyway, there was a person who chimed in and said, oh, well, these are the sorts of settings I use, and I don't get giant file sizes. And he in his opinion, the quality was still pretty good. So I will perhaps check that out. I know that in some of my early videos, the quality of the video results was not really to my liking. And that's when I started increasing the recording quality settings, basically the bit rate primarily, and decreasing the compression, because as everybody knows, or you should anyway, the more compression is applied to your whatever, music, video, voice calls, etc., the worse it's going to sound and look. That's the nature of compression. Data compression is what I'm talking about, obviously. Nighttime again, and we're at 47 minutes already. My gosh. All right. Well, seeing as how it's the old moon is rising, and I'm rapidly approaching a little stone outcropping here, I'll plant my bed down there and have a sleep and wrap up this video. So thanks so much for watching. I hope you got some enjoyment out of that. Very mellow and low-key Minecraft video. Take good care of yourselves, and I'll see you next time.